5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a Kmart Studios production, sponsored by MJB Electric and Doug's Chiropractic. Welcome to the ZaBillsPodcast. If this is your first time, we discuss everything Buffalo Bills. Thank you and enjoy the show. Go Bills.
Listeners' discretion is advised. ZaBillsPodcast.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back, ZaBills fans. 2 in a row. Dropped 2 in a row. You know, there's a stat I saw or heard that Josh Allen has lost 2 games in a row once a year since 2018. So maybe these are the 2 and he's done. Hopefully.
You hope so.
At least in a row.
Yeah. Where to begin, boys? Where to begin? Coaching, offense, defense, coordinators.
There's so much stuff to
the jerseys 2 weeks in a row, the fancy jerseys, and they've lost both games wearing a different jersey than normal. Injuries, all the above.
Yeah, I'll say this is where contributing to a Bills podcast really pays dividends. It's the Bills therapy session where we kind of let it out for the week, and thank God it's a bye week, so we can kind of let it out.
Will we lose this week?
It's trending that way. It is definitely trending that way, but
it'll feel like we lost because we've lost 2 in a row going into the bye week.
That's awful.
That's never any good.
No.
I don't care what team you are.
I am interested to hear how
feel worse.
Sean's vibes are going to be tonight. Is positive Sean still lingering around, or is he starting to hit the edge?
Yes, positive Sean is still around.
Okay. Were you swearing up a storm last night at home with your wife?
No, I was more frustrated. I wasn't swearing. I wasn't swearing like you would swear with a bad call. There was a couple of those. I was kind of like Josh Allen, mystified. I was like, how is this happening? Where has the offensive gone? And if we're going to start anywhere, I just want to jump and kind of protect the defense, put a cone around them just for a moment.
They should have a cone of Shane on.
I get it. I get it. But I'm going to lay the foundation right now. Everybody, including the Buffalo Bills, going back to April, expected the defense to struggle. That's why they drafted 6 guys in the draft, hoping these guys could come in and contribute. That hasn't happened. But they knew the defense was lacking. Where that was going to be offset was their offense, with their tools at tight end, running back, all-world MVP quarterback. And the defense is doing what it can do. The offense is mystifying. And I don't know if that's injuries or Allen or Cook or offensive coordinator. I don't know what that is. But, you know, this was a team that we were trumpeting was a 29.6 average offensive team going back 5 years. And just like this, they've lost their offensive touch.
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think that football, when you can make it as fancy as you want, but it's real simple, blocking and tackling. They didn't tackle shit all game. Even the second half got better. It did get better. The first half, the offensive line was getting blown off the ball all game long. Defensive line too. But more on the offensive side, like we expect the offense to be at least good, if not great. And so there was no complimentary football, like McDermott always talks about. The whole game sucked, and I was frustrated through the whole thing. So frustrated that I didn't take notes until this morning when I was watching the highlights. Because I was just like, F this. This is ridiculous. Like, if the Falcons were a good team, they would have killed us like 60-3. But they're not a good team. And they made us look silly. The Falcons looked more ready to play. So you have to give credit to the Falcons. That was a big win for them. It was a horrible loss for us. Like, it's ridiculous to continuously play down to the level of people that you're playing. Granted, Bijan is great, and Drake London had a really nice game against that shitty-ass defense. But things just have to get better. Like, the things aren't happening. I think on stupid play calls that you do the end around for, like, the Elijah Moore thing.
Yeah,
Where even if it didn't, he wouldn't get blown up. Even if he would have got the handoff on I guess. And so things like that, like you have Josh Allen. You need, what was it, 2 yards, I think it was, right?
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. You need a yard. Any time of the day, you're going to give it to Josh Allen.
Or Cook.
Yeah, or
you got
or
2
Cook.
tries to get a yard.
And see, like
push.
We've already talked about a lot of times on this podcast earlier in the year when they were winning 4 in a row, that Cook makes Josh Allen better, who in turn makes everybody better. And they started to use Cook a little bit in the second half. He really never got going in the first half at all, and barely got going in the second half. So, they also didn't try to get Ray Davis in there too much. Like, he caught a touchdown pass
all season.
Yeah, all season.
He's been gone all season.
It's nothing. So I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if they're like looking at different things than we are. It just seems like it. Of course, I'm very, very frustrated and all that good stuff. But I think that they just need to do better. They have a window here. They're one of the easiest schedules of the NFL, and they should have lost against the Saints, the lowly Saints. They should have lost against the Dolphins. They did get beat by the Patriots, who that's a division opponent. That's one of those games. Like, I'll draw it up to that. It's one of those games that, the better team that night won. I don't think better team overall, but that night they won. And, I think even the Ravens game, I don't think we should have necessarily won that. I think we got away with one there. And the Jets game was pretty lopsided. I mean, what are you going to say? But, overall, they haven't done that well. I think they have to get to the blocking and tackling, run Cook more, get a good ground game going. Then you can get play action passing because your receivers can't get open. And so, like Coleman, I think 3 for 11 last night. Come on, that's ridiculous. We talked. Was it last week? I think about the number 1 wide receiver, whether it was Coleman or Shakir or who it was. 3 for 11 to play it all, unless you're like the backup's backup. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting on the Coleman front how they refused to throw to him in the entire second half, and even the broadcast team was basically saying they don't trust this guy to do anything.
That's exactly how I thought of it. And I remember them saying that last night, and I don't think that. I think you have to show something before that happens. So the broadcast team, by the way, I thought sucked just as bad as the Bills did last night.
Yeah, they didn't know who was making a tackle or who was in the blue injury tent or anything. They couldn't. And I like Dan Orlovsky, but
I do too. The stuff he said, he breaks down plays very well, I think. But overall, they just didn't make it.
Yeah, and then I guess my view on this game is that it's a confusing one to me for multiple reasons. I almost don't shit on the defense as much as some people might during this game because I feel like I've been shouting it from the rooftops for 2, maybe 3 seasons how bad the secondary is, and they can't cover anyone. They can only play zone, and they're not good at that. They've basically rely on letting the guy catch the ball and tackling him and hoping that they make a play somewhere down the road to get a turnover or stop him somehow. And that's McDermott's defense. That's what he does, and we just have to live with it. The defensive line is where I lay more blame, I guess, and I'm hoping that, when these guys come off suspension, they make an impact. But I feel like our linebackers are going to be hurt all season long. Milano, who knows if he's ever going to come back ever and be able to sustain anything.
He's allegedly day-to-day.
Yeah, allegedly, until he gets hurt again. So, and who knows what's going on with Terrell Bernard. I mean, that
also
sucks.
day-to-day.
And he hasn't even been himself this whole season. He hasn't been the guy he was last year. But anyway, after I said I wouldn't harp on the defense, I'm harping on the defense. But we've said they're going to have to beat these teams on offense. And after all is said and done, the defense has not allowed a team besides the Ravens to score more than, 25 points or something like that. And with the Josh Allen-led offense, you're expecting them to at least score that much. 10 points, 14 points. This is ridiculous. but then again, you could say, okay, well, there's tons of injuries. Okay, I guess that's true. So are we just going to chalk this up to, hey, it's one of those games, it's one of those cycles we're in where the Bills kind of suck and then they pick it back up and they look unbeatable again? I don't know. I had a hard time kind of feeling any one way about this game except bad. I will say my man Prater, though, 100% baby.
That was a lone bright spot.
Yep. Almost wore my jersey today.
Yeah, I get it. I'm in agreement. I'm a true Bills fan, so I will love them to death. I'm never gonna not love the Bills, and it's one of those things where I really feel like the dad in me's come out this week, and I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. And I step back and I say, who am I disappointed in? I mean, looking at the defense, is it their fault? Is it who we're playing? I mean, I feel like watching the defense last week was like watching an 80s band play at the Erie County Fair. And it was nostalgic because they were a band I remember, but they weren't that great anymore. And that's where, like, you got Poyer and White in there. You got these old timers, and it's beautiful to watch. It makes you feel good. You remember the good days. But just like that 80s band, they can't sing anymore, and their voices are shot, and they're running around with beer bellies. And these guys don't have it anymore. And I think that's where the tackling failed, because you have some of the fastest guys out there. I mean, Bijan was amazing, and the guy's probably the best running back right now. And then London was just, I mean, the guy just ate us up. Couldn't cover him. White, I mean, struggled constantly. And then you move to the offense, and I agree. The Cook thing disappointed me. He started doing better in the second half, and then he didn't touch the ball in the fourth quarter after the 12-minute mark. I don't know if you guys knew that. They didn't have him in there and touch the ball again.
Yeah, I knew that he wasn't in there a whole lot at the end. The thing I don't understand about Cook, and you're in the middle of something here, so sorry. The thing about Cook, like, football is all mismatches, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, I feel like putting Cook out wide, maybe in the slot, something like that, just getting him out there, maybe do some rollouts, something like that to make things different, maybe would help. I don't know.
You talking about how the Falcons did anything they could to get Bijan the ball? Had him wide, had him in the slot.
Yeah.
I mean, they found ways how to get their playmaker the ball.
100%. And they used them in every way, shape, and form. And I think that's where we're kind of failing. And, actually, McDermott kind of touched on it with Bean, I feel, because they brought it up. He didn't touch the ball, and I think for the first time, McDermott's like, yeah, that's a problem, and that needs to be addressed. Yeah. Which makes me, I don't know if you guys listened to his press conference after.
Some of it.
And that's where he touched on some of those pieces and said, yeah, these are problems. And I think that's where we're kind of looking at that might be issues. So
hold on, though. If he recognizes it after the game, why isn't he, and if he's the head coach, why isn't he doing anything sooner in the game?
He should have saw it with his new glasses.
Well, I think I mean, when it was happening in the fourth quarter, at least, I mean, he probably recognized it, but what are you going to do at that point?
Or is he just chucking dudes under the bus?
I don't know if you can change that much. I mean, they talk about in coaching, and the most I do is I coach 12-year-olds right now. So, but I can tell you this: during a game, there's only so much you can change from what you practice in the week. That's when all the changes. They talk about, at halftime, they're going to make these big changes. They go in there, they take a shit and piss, and then they eat a peanut butter and jelly Uncrustable, and then they come out and play. Like, that's literally players have talked about it. Like, there's no time to do these amazing adjustments. On the bench, they're sometimes doing that. Now they have the screens in front of them. I don't know if you remember back in the 90s, they used to take photos.
The printouts, yep.
The printouts. And now you have these awesome, screens. But I don't think the changes are quite there. And it's hard to be like, you can't just start tossing these magical plays in there and be like, I got these plays from this book. Just quick, guys, look at this real quick. And we're going to do that next drive. I find that, something that's hard to change. Maybe defensively we could change like some of those play calls, and maybe Sean could jump in on that and be like, we're not calling the right defensive plays for the right downs. But offensively, I just don't know. And the same thing went with Josh. I don't think I've ever seen him so pissed at a press conference. I mean, when he left, he was done. run. They asked him questions. He was super short. You could tell he was frustrated. They asked him about play calls, and he said, I don't know how to take it. Do you remember, Dennis? He was almost like, he's given us opportunities. We got to capitalize on what he calls, and almost left it at that.
I think he was saying about execution. The players have to execute the plays, which is true, but they also have to kind of, figure out, maybe call the easier play there on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 2 or whatever it was. He seemed very, very frustrated. Last week he was frustrated too when he said piss poor offense. So something's got to give at some point.
Is it a matter of? Do you guys remember Peyton Manning he'd get like a play call and he'd be like, "Fuck that, we're not doing that."
Yeah,
right.
I think Josh knows better at this point, and maybe he needs to step up and say, "Yeah, we're not. I'm not calling that.
Yeah.
We need to throw the ball and we need to do this." And maybe he needs to take a little bit of charge. I don't know. I'd say Peyton maybe is more of an X and O's guy too, and he shows it with the way he calls and the way he knows the sport. I don't know if Josh is really that X and O guy. I think he's a true leader.
But do you think you would think that with Josh Allen and all the playing time he's had, that he can recognize a defense that is in front of him and be like, you know what? We ran this play before. Let me audible to this. And has a better shot than what Joe Bray's gone on, like a jet sweep. And
maybe we got to stop the 3-time failing jet sweep 3 times in a row.
He does
worked
that
one time this season. And
you can tell he does make adjustments in game. He does the whole thing behind his back about which way you want to run and stuff like that. He is making adjustments. At the line. After they break the huddle, he's still barking out audibles and stuff like this. So he can and he has a potential to do that. Mm-hmm. For the first 4 games, they looked like a smart offense. And I get it. You can criticize their opponents, but you couldn't criticize the fact they were putting up 30+ points. They look beyond out of sync these last 2 weeks.
When you say smart, I think it was we were taking what we were given, and I'll say that's smart.
And I called for that yesterday. Like just give it. What's wrong with the check down? 5-yard pass. Maybe he breaks it for 10, 15, 20 yards. Why are we?
Is there something to be said that the first 4 teams that we beat and the only teams we beat are now a total record of 3-21?
But these are professional athletes. They're not going out there to lose. I get that. And I'll say it. Atlanta was jazzed up. I didn't realize it was their first Monday night game in 7 years. They were jazzed to be there.
And they're coming off a bye, too.
Yep.
Their coach after in the locker room flat out said,
Raheem?
Yes, Raheem. This had playoff vibes type game. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm sorry. Just that alone. Anybody watching this, you can harp on the Bills all you want. Did the Bills look like they had playoff vibes in week 6 against the Atlanta Falcons?
Oh, you look like we had high school football vibes.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you? You sat half your team before that for injuries. They beat up the Buffalo Bills JV team. I'm sorry, but that's what happened. We can be frustrated and do all of that stuff, but that isn't the 22 Buffalo Bills. I'm sorry. Joe Andreessen out as your Mike linebacker in the second half is less than ideal.
Correct.
He had a couple nice tackles on special teams.
Poyer was
on
out
special
there, for
teams.
Christ's sake.
Yes, Poyer was out there.
In my opinion, best wide receiver was out in regards to Kincaid, and he's a tight end. So best receiver, to an extent.
To piggyback off this, they blitzed, and I don't know.
54%.
Yes, 54%. I'm sorry.
The most
but
ever
when
like in an NFL game.
When you just flat out blitz 54%, they don't give a crap about play action. Mm-hmm. They're still coming. Mm-hmm. So all you're doing is play action and getting sacked. That's what he was doing. To beat that, you play and you have wide receivers that play well against man. You sat you're probably your best one, Kincaid, who plays against man, and questionable hip drop tackle on your second wide receiver. Those are your 2 guys that you have to beat that. And if you watch the first 2 drives, they beat it. The very first play, he beat it.
Great pass.
Even the hip drop tackle, he was wide open, and that guy did that because he was way out of position and dropped all of his weight to get him down. Otherwise, he would have been gone on that one. That changed the entire complexion of that game. After that, they stacked 10 guys in the box repeatedly. As bad as the coverage was, they said it almost every single play. So you're not going to run consistently against 10 guys in the box.
Nope.
And you had no other options. Coleman, they put their number one DB on him, and
he didn't do shit.
He didn't do anything.
I've seen magnets with more separation than him.
He's not a separator.
How did you work on that?
That just came off my head, but
right.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
He's not that player anyways. No one drafted him to be a separator.
Question real quick. Keon Coleman, is he too similar to everyone else we have, and we're just sticking him out on the boundary when he really should be an X? But we have too many X's?
No, the one criticism I will say is I think they should have moved him into the slot to try to break that up.
Yeah.
They had Shakir there, move him outside, put him in. Yes, I think bouncing Cook out. But what was also hard is your last drive of the play, I noticed Josh calls in Knox to block because they just blitzed the entire game. They blitzed, and we did not have the personnel to make them get hurt by doing that, throwing behind them. We did. He got hurt. He went out, and the other one didn't play, which yes, it sounds bad that it's just two guys that you're relying on to beat that, but that changes the entire game script. If you're beating them up, I guarantee he's not blitzing 54% for the rest of the game.
Is that a matter of you think an offensive coordinator who can adjust and realize they're blitzing, maybe we should be doing some screen passes or some quick plays that go off of that, or Josh should pivot into a shotgun with a quick pass pattern?
They did do screen passes.
One time.
They did one time,
It was
awful. Josh, as much as he was frustrated, I'm sorry, it wasn't his best game either.
No, he did not play well.
So as much as that frustration is, that isn't because I was Superman out there and no one else did anything. He had James Cook on a swing pass screen that if he would have thrown the ball right away, would have went for 40 easily, held the ball, and then got deflected and did not complete the ball whatsoever. That would have been a wide receiver out. I agree with Josh. They need to execute. There are things they could have done better. You need, on 4th and 2, you don't need to run a 20-yard wheel.
Yeah.
You need to get past the second, 3 yards down the field, stop, and let Josh flip the ball to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe throw
yards.
it, not flip it.
Well, even if he threw it, there's a guy in front of him. He's got to arc it. So whether you flip it or he throws it high up, he's not throwing it 20 yards with a guy standing right in front of him. And Ty Johnson saw the guy in front of him because that was his guy that he unreleased from. That's just be smart. Do smart things.
And that was towards the end of the game, wasn't it? Yeah. So Cook wasn't anywhere to be found.
Well, no. Are you talking about the Ty Johnson play where it was like 4th down and he does that weird flip?
The 4th and 2 flip. Right? Yeah. And Ty Johnson ran away from it. The last drive was they threw the ball and Elijah Moore still running a go route.
Yeah.
And they're blitzing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to have a wide receiver that recognizes that it's a blitz. I can't go 40. My quarterback's not going to get it to me, especially when you see it nearly every other play, more than every other play.
Do you think Joe Brady could have called better plays knowing that they're blitzing every other play?
Yeah.
What play would you have called?
That's a great point. In my playing days at football are long past me. The farthest I went was high school. But I could tell midway through that game that they were coming and they were coming and they were coming, and we weren't doing anything to adjust. As an offensive coordinator, your bare minimum is do what you say at the beginning. We're taking what they're giving us. They're blitzing. Whatever plays you had called, you got to blow them up. I need 2 receivers to go 5 yards, turn and get open. Scramble. I don't care what you got to do. But my quarterback's got 2.6 seconds to get the ball up because they're blitzing.
But right? You have to have a receiver that can actually get open.
I get it.
You need that physical person to get open. They did not.
And I get it. So that's where you roll out a running back. It's where you roll out anything. I'm just looking for them to adjust because I could see midway through this game the Bills were getting rattled by their blitzes. How do you stop a blitzes? These short, rinky-dink plays. Or you really build up the run game.
Did
They had moments.
Haas play a lot?
He was in. I don't
He
know how much
played
he played,
more than-
but he was in.
So
Played more
my
than
question
Cook.
here too is a little bit about roster construction here too, and another thing is about how everybody seems to get hurt. I know injuries are a thing in football. It's a very rough sport. Everybody gets hurt sometime, but it seems like we're going on 2 years of everybody being hurt all the time. It seems like
It's just
so. I think that leads to like, do we have big enough guys? I think most guys don't. Like Trub Bernard got his ass handed to him most of the night, but he
does.
did play.
But injuries happen. Look at the 49ers.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm
look at the
sorry.
whole league.
As much as we complain about injuries, the 49ers have been decimated for
Years.
What's
years.
their record again?
Who?
The 49ers right now.
Are they 4-2 also?
I think they are 4-2.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's where
look at the Ravens. Look at Cincinnati.
they've
I
thrown out
mean,
the white flag.
Yeah.
But I look at
Dude, imagine if Baltimore gets like a top 5 draft pick.
They're gonna end up.
yeah.
I guarantee they make the playoffs.
Oh God, no!
Really?
I think they will.
I'm
Do
sorry.
you also want to
Taco
bet?
Bell bet. Taco Bell bet. Taco Bell
Okay,
no.
so I'll take this.
Oh,
I'll take this right now. Why I'm saying this? They lost 3 games against the three of the best teams in the NFL:
Chiefs, Bills.
Chiefs, Bills, and Detroit.
Okay, yeah.
And lost 2 games without their starting quarterback, who will be back after the bye.
Oh no, they're 1-5.
Correct. Those are your 5 losses.
John, I'm with you on this one. Actually, I think they'll.
pull
I
up
think
their-
they'll.
you got their
And
schedule?
look
Hold
up
on,
the
hold on.
rest of their schedule
Yep.
with Lamar and actually a somewhat healthy team, and tell me they don't run
They put
for
up
a while.
3 points
Hold on,
against
time
the
out.
Rams.
I don't
Right,
watch
with-
Ravens football, but he's been out for
Wait a
2
minute.
games.
He's been out for 2 games.
Yeah.
Todd
Who's
Huntley?
No. Cooper Rush.
Yeah, they took him
Who the
out.
hell's that?
He was the quarterback for Dallas that threw like 5 or 6 picks every single game. And he did it the very first game. He threw 5 picks against Baltimore.
You know what? Their next game after their bye is home to the kind of 3 wins out of the last 5 Bears. The Bears are kind of coming on.
That should be a win.
Dolphins, Vikings, Browns,
It's a weird league.
Jets, Bengals,
Yeah.
and then they go Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers. I mean, that's 2 games against. They have to win out. They've already given up 5 losses.
Okay, so that's
Who
if
else
you
is in
win
their
out.
division? Steelers?
They might
If
fall
they-
into a wild
twice.
card position.
And
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying they're
They're not gonna
winning
win
the
division.
North.
They'll fall into the lower wild card bracket.
I'm
in
not
my
saying
opinion.
they're winning the North.
Man, I just
Someone's
don't.
gotta
I
win
don't
a
see
division.
it.
Right,
Right
now
now.
it's the Steelers.
Hey,
Yeah.
anything's possible.
And the Steelers normally are that wild card spot. That's what they love to do. They sneak in. But people forget about the Steelers. And they're like, oh, yeah, they're going to play. They're going to lose the first game
The
of the
AFC is going to probably have a 9-8 team.
This is
as the 7.
this is how bad. The
So
Buffalo-
that means they can lose 3 more games.
There's a lot of truth to what he's saying, and I do. That's where I agree with you, Joe, is in the sense of that I think it's gonna be a situation where they make the low.
Okay,
wild
Joe.
card
Who
position.
are as of today? If the season ended, who's your 7 making the playoffs for the AFC?
You got to give Indy the win. I think Denver comes out of the West or
Over
KC.
Kansas City?
Either or. Take a
Or both.
or both. I think they both come out. So you get 2 there. So you got
So that means no Bills and Patriots.
you got to have
You gotta have one of them.
1 from the North, maybe 2 from the North. So you get 2 from each. Basically, I don't think there's a division that gets 3. Does anybody think that there's 3?
No.
I think the Chargers shot themselves in the foot, and they're hurt right now badly. They potentially could have gotten 3 out of the West. So if you're giving 2 out of the East, it's the 2 that are tied currently, and you get 1 or 2 from the North and 1 from the South.
I mean, I would take the Colts or the Jaguars over the Ravens.
So
Jaguars
right
just
there.
got dog walked by Seattle.
They're still 4-2.
Dude,
right
is Seattle
now
the real deal?
their defense
playing
is looking
well.
good. Yeah, right now in the playoff
They're playing
picture
well,
is Indy first, and then you got Pittsburgh,
Everybody
the
else.
Chargers.
Hey, you know what,
Patriots,
folks?
Then the Bills, Jaguars, and Broncos.
Why don't we utilize our chart here today? This is up to date.
Is that up to date?
This is up to date.
Oh, there you go.
No, it's not because the Bills are,
Bills are
above the
technically
Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, we can.
Let's all swallow some throw up and change that.
Last night's game, I think I just cried and went to bed. But yeah, now she's out of it.
If you had to ask me if the Ravens are going to beat out Jags, which I think it comes down to,
yeah,
I'm taking the Ravens, and I can justify their 5 losses.
There's just no room for error, and I get that. But we've talked about what injuries have done to the Bills. They're already dealing with injuries as it is. I think if you get one more loss out of these next 3, the white flag goes up. They start tanking for the next year, which is what I would recommend them do.
I just don't see. I don't see it, and I think it was calculated that they sat Lamar for this. Sat him for 2 games, knew they had a bye. They flat out did it.
I think that too about Lamar, yeah. Because I think it's a hamstring, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So those take a little while to heal, I think. So
he could have potentially came back, they said, after 2 weeks, which would have been playing right before the bye. Mm-hmm. And I think they played it conservative, gave the game, give him another week, and have him come back 100%. And Lamar even said it. He goes, I want to come back where I can actually run around and be me as opposed to contain him in the pocket.
Oh, speaking of that, does anybody think Josh is hurt?
No, I think they talked about it a lot today.
No, I mean, like, before they talked about it, like, do you think watching him, and there were 3 good opportunities for him to scramble, instead he just held up and took a sack or threw it away?
I think that's gameplay, and I think that's what they want him to do is stay in the pocket right now.
But early in the game, they called his number for design runs.
They did, and I think the difference of why I think we say throw the screens and throw it outside, Atlanta kept 10 guys within 7 yards of the field. So when you do throw it out, great. You get 1.5 yards.
It was a game made for Palmer to really shine.
Right.
Or Kincaid.
I mean, I guess you got to give credit
I mean,
to
I think,
Atlanta's
honestly,
defense.
I think that's what it is. And I think it was just you caught guys getting hurt against the team that it hurt you at.
Well,
like they're a team that you needed those guys to be able to go.
Right. And as depressing as this is, I have to remind myself that it's not necessarily what I want. I want these guys back and healthy in time for the playoffs when it really counts.
Right. Fuck that number 1 bye.
Week 7.
We don't have to worry about going undefeated anymore. Remember that conversation?
Right. I mean, it looked that way. They played smart. Their defense was just enough. Their offense was exceptional, and now you can't say the script has been switched. The defense is still stuck where it is, and the offense has taken 2 to 3 steps backwards.
Does the offense need another piece before the trade deadline?
Yes.
Well, and I think that's
I have one name.
What would you take?
I have one name. Chris Olave.
They're never giving up.
He gets
Chris
hurt all the
Olave.
time too.
Huh?
He gets hurt a lot too.
Then he's perfect for us. Yeah. That's the kind of guy we go get.
That's true.
You just need to get healthy. I really do think you need to get healthy, and I mean,
what about defensive stuff in the before the deadline?
Does
a linebacker, a cornerback,
Harrison, Hoyt, and Ogunjobi?
Hancock's got to.
Are they enough? And our team getting healthy? Are they enough? Those 3 players plus a healthy back.
Well, I'm looking forward to Hoyt. Hoyt looked good, I thought. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he does.
What does he play? Is he an edge?
End.
But they can put him. They can move him around in other spots. I mean, look at what do you guys think? I mean, I don't know if you guys heard Oliver talk before he played that game. They said he was healthy, and he told like a handful of reporters that he wasn't 100%.
I buy it. They probably need to rush him back for Bijan.
And is it a situation where he wasn't 100%, but he could play, and that affected it? And also, he hadn't played in
a month.
Yeah. Well, he seemed like he was kind of on a pitch count, too. He wasn't out there all that much.
They talked about him being on a pitch count. I mean, they have no other 3 tech.
Mm-hmm.
You lost TJ Sanders and Carter in the beginning of the season, so you don't have another 3 tech tackle. So could I see Ogunjobi's not going to be your 3 tech when he comes back? You don't really have that. Michael Hoyt definitely is not a 3 tech at his size.
Right.
He's basically a big linebacker. That would be where I think everybody wants. If you listen to the majority of the chatter, it's get a safety, get another cornerback, do this. I really think it's if they do anything, it's a 3-tech tackle.
But they're not. They're going to go all in on offense because that's what's going to. That's it. At the end of the day, that's how they're built. That's how they're designed. They need someone, an upgrade from Palmer, who can stretch the field and give them a little bit more room.
Upgrade from Palmer.
Yeah.
Again, do they
Don't you mean like an upgrade from Curtis Samuel or
they need someone who's going
from Elijah Moore?
They need someone who
Shavers gone. I don't want him on the field anymore.
I get it. They need someone to prevent a team like Atlanta or New England from putting 10 guys in the box. Because this guy is going to be a long, maybe a 45-yard threat. That they don't have anybody like that right now.
Who's out there?
Palmer had that first that play.
No, I know.
They put them on notice.
Palmer, and you have Kincaid. He's basically every single play. He's got the most 20.
Yeah, I know.
He's got the most seam shots out of everybody this entire year.
He's got great hands, but he's not a deep threat receiver. No defense is going to, Kincaid, we better break our 10 guys in a box scheme for that.
You do in the center of the field when you're throwing over the linebackers with Kincaid
and
up
he
the
can
middle.
Get yak because of his side, too.
And I'll use this. What is Kelsey? He's not a deep threat, but he stretches the linebackers every single time. He's done it for decades. Or between him, Gronk, and all those guys.
Yeah.
That guy playing in the middle where he's playing clears out everything. I understand you want the 4-1 speed that can just you throw a 50-yard bomb and it looks great when you
like Worthy.
Yeah, I was just
like Worthy. But how many of those have Allen actually hit?
Well, probably not that many because we don't throw downfield regularly.
Because they're playing too high against us. I mean, in honesty, everybody plays too high shell against us for the most part. You're not throwing those. It's like banging your head against the wall. I want to just throw the ball against too high shell. Okay, great. There's 2 safeties there for a reason. You're not going to. You got 2 guys. You're always going to be triple teamed. You have 2 safeties and the cornerback that's running with that guy in too high shell.
You know what I don't like is that you keep saying that these guys are too high shell. They're putting 10 in the box. They're dictating to us what we have to do. When are we going to get to points to what we do dictates what they do covering up? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
we need
bigger
players that might not get hurt, things like that. I feel like
I just meant in terms of our schemes.
We
need to scare people.
Yeah, but too high is because we are dictating that. Mm-hmm. The freak number 17 is dictating too high
because he can throw that and be dangerous. Yeah.
You play too high, you give up a whole bunch of stuff underneath the easy stuff that you say.
So here's my question though. So you're playing too high, you're also blitzing. There's got to be something in there.
No, Atlanta blitzed and did not play too high safety. Atlanta blitz played man and basically dared the Bills that they couldn't throw the ball that far downfield because somebody wouldn't get open, which didn't work with Palmer.
Palmer immediately.
Twice. 2 for 2 did not work, and he got hurt. Would also have been different if you had Kincaid also. You have 2 options that can go out and do those things. Love Knox, but he is not Kincaid. He doesn't have that seam ability.
Separation.
The separation. Those are your 2 guys. And you say roster, okay, so those are 2 guys that can beat man. What happens when you play zone?
Well, we saw that because the Bills got picked apart.
Well, no, you have Shakir pick other.
Oh, you're talking
apart.
about yeah.
You have Curtis Samuel. You have Elijah Moore. You have those guys thrive.
Right.
Coleman can hit crossers and do different things like that. Those are the things that I don't fault them for. They're diversified. The team is really diversified in wide receiver room. And I don't want one guy that you just got to chuck the ball up to 100% of the time.
No, I don't want that. We've already done that, But
do we need another tool? Is I guess what I proposed in that sense on offense. That can make a difference. And I think the question that keeps coming in my head is: have we moved away from a number 1 game-changing player because We didn't like what it did to our locker room, and we're afraid it's going to happen again. And that's a Bean McDermott decision. And this might be the first time I kind of question it. And then, or does it just come down to we don't have the cash to even think about doing that anyhow?
I think you need to suck to get that player.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but they're all top 10 players.
So we need to tank to get Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State?
It is the Brandon B. quote of Chase. It was his quote. I don't want to suck that bad to get Jamar Chase.
Right.
And I think what also plays into them having no chance of going after any receivers are Bean's comments at the beginning of the season when he was talking on WGR and how he was saying, we don't need any other receivers, and he was adamant about it. We scored 40 points a game last year, and he was really defending his position, not really picking up any, big name receivers. I can't see him kind of like bending the knee and saying, okay, well, now actually we did need a receiver, so now I'm going to go get one at the trade deadline.
And maybe it's an injury piece, and he says the injury is what caused it. But then do we step back and say it is a young, fast safety we need, someone who's got the speed and someone who can keep up and tackle rather than, again, the old timers, rather than White and Poyer getting,
where's Hancock?
The problem is we just don't have any money to go get anybody like that.
Right.
And no one's giving you that player.
Yeah, it's going to be a steep price, especially they're not going to just give it up to the Bills.
Could DK Metcalf have made a difference in our offense? Big, fast, physical dude.
He could, but what are you giving up to get DK Metcalf? This is where everybody, it's not an unlimited amount of money where you can just sit there and say, do that. So you got to give that up. Yeah, but I take exception because there was one, it wasn't from you, it was something I read today, where it was the whole, you gave up Stephon Diggs and $30 million at dead cap, and this is what you got in return. And you totally gloss over the fact that they used the money to sign Rousseau, James Cook, which I'm sorry, Cook alone I'd rather take over Diggs currently.
Cook's earned every penny and more. We got him.
So why isn't he on the field more?
That's
he has been on the field for this was
except for
the
this
last
game.
Yeah, except for probably this game.
Yeah.
And I think it was really dictated by the way Atlanta was playing and the injuries that we had and what we could and couldn't do on offense.
Right. It doesn't mask the fact that...
Is that AKA we were outcoached?
No, I think you were out injured.
I think that's too easy of an excuse. And I'm Mr. Positive. I am Mr. Brightside. And I'll tell you, this Buffalo Bills team yesterday was Dr. Jekyll and Micah Hyde. I can't explain it.
Micah Hyde, nice.
They walked down that first series looking like the 4-1 team I expected. And then they came out of halftime and did the same exact thing. That was their two scores, they looked completely in sync. And then it was a team that fell apart in between and after that. They had three chances to score a touchdown. The defense was remarkable. They're the team that made the adjustments. They were giving up 9.3 yards per play in the first half. They gave up 3.9 yards in the entire second half. Atlanta scored 3 points. We had three chances. We got 33 yards out of those three drives. It's not as simple as the injuries.
See, my thing is, sorry to kind of step on you there. My thing is, this has been happening.
Yeah, don't step on anybody's dick.
Yeah, the Bills do that enough. This has been happening for weeks. We won some of the games, like the Saints and the Dolphins and all that. So this happened in the Patriots game. This happened in this game. Like this has been happening almost all year, I think.
The Patriots game, you turned the ball over 3 times, had 11 penalties.
Oh, the penalties
and the Patriots
are terrible.
did jack shit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. To stop the Bills' offense, the Bills' offense stopped themselves.
I agree.
This game, Atlanta actually stopped the Buffalo Bills. It honestly is the first time the Buffalo Bills' offense has been stopped by a defense in 6 weeks.
All right.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Where you can legitimately come out of the game and say, hey, their defense did something. And guess what? They get paid over there, and Atlanta has sucked for a long time, and they have a ton of number ones over there that we in Buffalo don't know they suck to us, but they're good football players.
Their D-line is pretty good.
See, what you just said about they get paid too, like that's the whole thing about the adjustments. And I know you can't make adjustments for everything, and we talked about halftime not being long enough and all that, but you have to adjust a little bit to something, like show some kind of form of something.
Okay.
I think even the Ravens game, I feel like this year, they won the game. It was great, last-second field goal, the whole thing, but they didn't play well at all through 3/4 of it, 3.5 maybe.
They did, but they also got bounces in that game. And are we still having the same conversation if our linebacker catches the ball and intercepts the ball and it's a one-score game?
You
go down and you score and you tie it up. Are we still having the same doom and gloom?
I would want to, yep.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, that's
what
pick six,
happens,
and you get a tie. Now, right, because you pick it off. They don't get the field goal.
You talking about Shaq Thompson dropping that ball?
Yes. We basically, now we've tied the game.
You do that even on that drive, even before that play. You have your linebacker who shouldn't be playing, Williams, at that time, blows the coverage. You had Bosa, who made an awesome play on that.
Yeah, he did.
It was only negated because your linebacker didn't play the right cover 3 part of his tech and left him wide open. They both went to Pitts in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, those are the things that, yes, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat and say that it was just injuries, but what injuries do to you is you play guys that aren't as good, that make mistakes.
Thank God Hamlin wasn't available.
Are what cost them the game. Right. That's my point.
Are you talking about the play where London went down and almost scored?
No, I'm talking about the very last drive where they kicked the field goal. Atlanta kicked he was wide open.
Because Trey White did not, that was the wrong thing to do on that play. When he peeked inside, when he came inside and left London wide open.
Yeah.
Which props to Rapp on that play to run him down and knock him out before he actually scored.
Yeah. I guess my other one, and I'll take it an outside one. Did we watch you guys watch the Sunday night game with Detroit and KC?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Anybody come out of that sitting there saying that Detroit eventually just had too many injuries and that's what it was? Like, that was my take out of it. Like, they just had too many injuries to overcome KC in that game.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to say that for Detroit, but no one's willing to say it for the Bills.
KC looks good too, though. I mean,
my question is, in 2 weeks, when this happens against Carolina, who hopefully we beat because they're not as good, but they beat the team that beat us by 30 points. So in 2 weeks, when this same thing happens again,
right? So law syllogism says
the syllogism on that says that Vegas is probably the best team in the league because they kicked the shit out of New England first week.
Yeah,
and they suck. So like it's a week to week game. Like you can't do like this team did this, that team did that.
It's
like,
fun though, Dennis.
It's fun to go down that road, but you can't that's to me that's not what you can do.
Yeah,
and I'm willing to give them yes. Did they play a perfect game? And no, they did not. They made mistakes. There were different things. You can do that. But to me, one of the main reasons why they lost that game was they didn't have the right horses for that team.
And I think something else too that is actually something they need to clean up that is completely within their power is what Dennis mentioned with the penalties. Yeah. The penalties the past 2 weeks have been very uncharacteristic of this team. And, I mean, look at the beginning of this game. I mean, first play off the bat, you don't have somebody lined up off sides, and this game might be completely different from the jump.
That's peewee shit.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And it's just been, these past 2 weeks have been so weird where the switch just kind of flipped where it's like we're just taking these uncharacteristic penalties all the time. And it's pre-snap stuff. It's, illegal formations and all this goofy stuff that's like, where is this even coming from? They got to clean that up. And, I mean, that's going to help them dramatically to, play the game a little bit better.
I'll go devil's advocate and kind of maybe side with Joe in a sense. Is that, again, a situation where it's injured players and we've got not the same people out there?
But we're talking Ed Oliver.
Sure.
He got a sack.
But
No. Ed Oliver was the guy that lined off sides on the fumble recovery. Was it Rousseau or Oliver?
Yeah,
I heard it was Rousseau.
Either way.
I wasn't but you're right. Oliver had one later in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
either way,
twice.
He's not a rookie, and these guys have been playing football for a while.
Oliver was offsides, the one where we
Bosa got the sack.
Bosa got the sack in the very next play. Bijan ran for 81 yards.
Okay, I will admit, I don't know how often you guys watch Atlanta Falcons football. That's the first full game I've ever watched with Bijan Robinson. He's impressive.
Yeah.
He is good.
He's on my fantasy team.
He might be
mine
the
too.
best running back right now in the NFL.
But you need to suck to get him.
Yeah, absolutely.
100% not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying, as a team, the guy who was it? Maybe one of the podcasts I listened to said that you've got a number one pick, first round pick for your quarterback, a first round pick for your wide receiver, first round pick for your running back. We've talked about how you need 3 superstars on both sides of the ball. They've got 3 on offense.
I don't think Penix is really a superstar.
I mean, he's a first-round pick, and you got a stud running back and a receiver. As long as you can get them
they're gonna elevate
somewhat
him.
to the
He
ball.
also got pulled against Carolina. Just so we know. Like, I know you said that Carolina beat Atlanta. Penix got pulled from that game. He played so bad.
When their rookie contracts are up and they can go wherever they want or they got to be signed, that's when you start. That's when things have to get real and where you've got to make the right decisions. And again, I don't know. I got these. I've been back and forth with Bean. Is he making the right decisions? Is he not? Is he playing the hand he's dealt and he's doing the best he can?
I mean, he's dealt this hand to himself. I mean, he's built this team.
Yeah, he's like year 8 or 9, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're this deep. It's not like he's a new GM. So
you make it to the playoffs and you make it to the championship game this many years in a row. It makes it that much harder to get talent because you're basically picking. We're basically picking a second round draft pick in the first round,
Right.
every year for the past 4 years, I'd say.
Right.
And it becomes very difficult. And then you get a first round draft pick that gets injured right away. Did that happen to us? And that happened to us last year with Coleman
Bishop.
Or with Bishop. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean it happens, and I don't know. I keep going back to is Ogunjobi, and am I saying his name right?
I think close enough.
Very good.
Ogunjobi,
You're right on it.
perfect, and Hoyt. Are they going to make a difference, and are they going to be the players we're looking for?
Let me tell you who's not going to be making a difference on this team because they were released earlier today. It's linebacker Jimmy Carlo and cornerback Jalen Kimber from the practice squad.
Right. You got to make
So
room.
you got it. Yep. Sad to see Jimmy Carlo go.
I like Jimmy Carlo.
It doesn't mean
I
he
like
can come
Jimmy
back.
Charlo, too.
Yeah, I bet he'll be back.
He could come back as a practice squad.
Charlo, you're right.
Yeah.
Well played.
Just to push back a little bit
boy.
about Bean.
boy.
This is a Timmy special. He wanted me to bring this up. Deion Walker had 4 tackles.
For a loss.
Yeah, he looked good.
He looked really good. That's a Bean draft pick. I think he was a 5th rounder?
4th, yeah.
4th rounder.
Got a signed helmet of him
Yeah, the
of
big
his
dog.
this year.
Right. So, I mean, he can, and he has done well in the draft. Sure. I don't know if I mentioned this already. I think I already did. The Bills knew they were going to struggle on the D. They drafted 6 of their 9 picks on defense. For this specific reason, they're just not available. 2 of the top ones aren't available right now to participate. But those guys...
Did he draft the wrong ones?
I don't think so. Well, we haven't seen Maxwell yet. And Sanders, I think he was impressive the couple games he was in.
Yeah, it's too early to tell, I think.
Landon Jackson has not enough.
He's
Reps.
Not enough hair.
Good, yeah.
Right. I mean, he's working
No, he does
on
not.
it. I mean,
They should make him
No,
faster. He should be faster.
Landon
than that.
Jackson
Yeah, you're
in the draft was a project.
Yeah.
We knew that. Yeah,
Everybody
actually
knew that going in.
It's
that
the
he was a project.
wingspan. He had so much upside that if you could teach him to play, that he would be in like a beast. And that was where I
So
think
they're
they saw
hoping-
the.
Rousseau 2.0.
Yeah, so Jackson was actually, if you look at a lot of mocks and do that, Walker was actually ahead of Jackson in the majority of picks. So Walker really, in honesty, should have maybe gone in the 3rd, and you would have gotten Landon Jackson in the 4th. But they got both of them, and they're there. Bean's had some good ones. He's had some not so good ones, and I think you can say that about almost every GM
In any
the NFL.
sport. In any sport.
Sure.
I mean, realistically, in any sport, you're going to have hits and misses.
I guess the draft doesn't bother me as much. It's what the moves you make outside of it. And I don't know what kind of defensive ad we've got with those 2 players coming back. Is it going to make a difference? Is it going to be a game-changing difference that we're going to see happen again next in 2 weeks, or is it going to be KC? It happens, and I don't know.
Right. Well, we're going to find out relatively soon because when these two guys come back, I mean, they're guys 6 weeks off that haven't really participated.
Right. Pitch count. Are they going to get thrown in the walls?
We're going to
game
see.
shape?
I mean, if all of a sudden they're taking the Bills' defensive line over, then we're going to be singing Bean's praises. Considering. So there's room there. Bean realizes what he has, which is a golden goose, once in a generation player, and Josh Allen. He's doing everything he can within the cap to try to arm this team to win a Super Bowl. I fully believe that. I don't
trust the process.
I trust him.
Is Bean nervous?
No, not afford to. I mean, their schedule is still.
I know it's super favorable.
Now that we're 6 weeks in, you kind of get a feel for what they're.
I might have to adjust some of these picks. Brendan picked the Bills to win this past week against the Falcons.
I'm pretty sure we all did.
Is that everyone still on board that the Bills are beating the Panthers?
Yes. 8-0 coming out of a bye under McDermott.
I wouldn't say they cover the spread.
I still think they win, though, yeah.
When do
they
we...
haven't covered the spread every time
Dow
you
go
said
for
that.
over 200 yards?
Ooh. Does who?
Who's Carolina's running back in that game?
I have no idea.
Are we
should we
hoping
doubt it?
for Hubbard to actually come back?
Yeah.
Dow has gone for over 200 yards all-purpose 2 games in a row.
Who is this?
Carolina's running back.
What's his name?
Rico Dowdle.
Rico Dowdle.
Who the hell's that?
Exactly.
He was on,
used to be on Cowboys.
Suave.
on the Cowboys.
Oh. Did you guys see the report that who made the list for potential replacement for Coach Brian Callahan? And
Yeah, Joe Brady's number 1.
Yes, he is.
Let him go.
That was my next question.
Bring it up. Let's go.
Joe Brady. I'm fine.
Let Josh call his own plays.
Brady an issue, and when has it become enough is enough?
He was the best thing since sliced bread for the first 4 weeks.
Are you over him?
No.
Is he?
I don't want anything to do with the guy from Miami
Okay.
at all. And right now I don't see an OC that's better than him.
Right, but a loss to Carolina, which I think is even a stretch considering. I think it sends
How
up-
many
Well,
get
not to
fired
mention,
if
what are
you
you
lose
going
to
to do? Like
Carolina?
bring in a new offensive coordinator
Oh,
mid-season and bring in
man.
their own playbook? Or
Josh could
what are you
probably
gonna
call the
do?
plays.
You're running what
Yeah.
is
You
already
just do the same
installed.
playbook.
basically
and-
run the same thing.
But
Yeah.
I think Joe Brady is good, but I also think that if he wants to go, like, I wouldn't.
Oh, you gotta let him go.
Yeah,
like
I
it's
wouldn't keep him.
no disrespect. If someone's going to offer him head coach, it's the right thing to do. You got to.
Is Joe Brady too conservative? That's where my
Yes.
heart feels.
He's not creative
it's-
enough.
Yes.
An end around on 3rd and 1 that you're all complaining about is a conservative call.
I think that
Dumb
he should be
call.
more. He should be more conservative in calls like that, though.
Yeah.
Like I feel
Okay,
like
it's
a
the
call.
Run
is-
Josh.
I will,
Run Josh.
I will push specifically
Twice.
against
Twice.
this.
Ooh.
Push Josh, right?
Yeah.
How did that work out against KC in the AFC
You mean the
Championship?
push?
Not well. How did it work the 30 other times besides that game?
Right.
Analytics.
But it didn't work that time, and
we
I'm
weren't
fine
winning
with them
we weren't winning
figuring
the
it
bet on
out
the line.
in regular season
Yeah.
to get something different so that they're just not sitting on. So when you get to a game where you actually need to do it, they might do something other than just push Josh up the middle, and you have to. That's all you need. Look at what Philly's doing. They've scored touchdowns on throwing balls out to the outside and faking the tush push this year.
Didn't they try to do that?
Bills aren't that
last
smart.
week?
I'm
Didn't the
waiting
Bills-
for that.
They tried to do a.
They don't
pitch or
do
something,
anything
didn't
like
they?
that.
Right.
So you liked the jet sweep thing?
It's something different.
Yeah.
But why are
think
they doing
it's
it so
different.
often now?
I don't like it on 3rd and 1.
Those two guys, Elijah Moore and Curtis
Fourth
Samuel,
one.
are on the team for jet
Yeah.
sweeps. And we say that we go back to Giants court.
But hold on a second.
Dable.
Hold
If you
on a
go back to
second.
Dable, Isaiah McKenzie became a household name because of jet sweeps in Buffalo.
If it's 3rd and 1 and your defense, you have to assume that
They had-
Josh Allen is taking up the middle, right?
And they had 10 in the box and brought in
So
a heavy against
why
it.
would you call something that's running along the back of the line? That's what that
Because you're sucking everybody in
Right.
and just trying to get him all he needed to do. And I
Was
kind of
get to the
disagree
co-
with
was
you a
to
little
get-
bit on this one.
to get to the corner faster.
All
than
he's got to
that.
do is beat the guy on contain.
Yeah.
And the guy on contain still had to come to the outside after he fumbled the ball. So if he would have caught it clean, he would have been past the guy on contain. And that guy on contain is not outrunning Elijah Moore to the sidelines.
But the eye test.
So do the play the right way. Execute the play the right way, the way Josh is saying it. They're shooting themselves in the foot on execution. Yeah, to me in OC, it looks great when it works. And when it doesn't work, they called a hook and ladder. It worked.
It was a good play.
Yeah, that was a good play.
That was a nice play.
If it doesn't, they called a hook and ladder at the end of the game.
Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah.
That didn't work for the game
Patriots,
prior.
yeah.
The Patriots
I
game.
watched that play and I was like, did they do that? Like, did they
Oh, the pass
ad-lib that? Did they ad-lib that?
pass.
that was
pitch
definitely-
come around.
Yeah, I'm like, did they ad-lib that or did they call that?
I wish they
Yeah,
didn't
we're
waste it.
talking. Well, they did it twice. They did it against the Patriots, and everybody's like, "Why did they throw the ball in the middle?" It was a hook and ladder.
And it just
The
didn't get off.
the Patriots player played it perfect. He didn't go after the wide receiver. He stopped in the middle and played the pass back for the ladder.
I liked it. I liked
I mean,
the
it was
call.
a cool play. I mean, when you see it worked great, and it was like that was fun.
I mean, Varsity Blues, Billy Bob. If he catches the ball,
Yeah, it's a great
it's
play.
great.
Yeah.
They score and win.
Yeah.
When he fumbles it,
Yep.
get your ass reamed out.
Right.
Billy Bob, it's a 10. A fucking 10.
All right, I mentioned that. Milano, Bernard, Samuel, Kincaid all day today. Daquan Jones week to week. Palmer week to week.
We're not going to get a lot of injuries
And,
until next week. That's real.
Well, no,
that's real.
this popped up. I follow this new guy called Thigh Doctor, who's apparently specializes in Buffalo Bills injury updates,
Okay.
and said
Charlie Horse.
that they might open the window on Hairston.
They have to at some point. in
Well,
time.
do you want to rush him back just because we're in a
if,
situation?
If they don't open the window, he's done for the season.
Yeah, it would have to be 21
days, right?
21
after
days.
the fourth game.
Yeah, so 7 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know a lot. I'm sure Thigh Doctor knows a little bit more than me. A moderate, not severe injury was ideally you're out 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, that's the time frame, so that's would be about right. 7 weeks out, maybe 8 weeks after the bye. So I don't know. I mean, but you hope this guy can play a little bit. And again, I'll forget the bye because it's gone. I'll take a healthy team going into the playoffs, and I'll take my chances with anybody.
I kind of think there's a chance Harrison doesn't play it down this whole season. From what I've heard from, I think, like Sal Capaccio and stuff, he's not doing anything.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
He hasn't done a single anything at practice. Like they're not seeing him at all. Like he's in meetings and that's it. And I don't know. I don't think that's a condition of the IR status. I think his knee's fucked up.
Okay, let's
know what a calf pop is, by the way.
calf pop.
Yeah, what's his face?
It's like a desk pop.
Yeah, it's Daquan Jones.
Yeah, Daquan Jones. They said he had a calf pop.
Oh, is that what happened to him?
That's
I
what
didn't-
they called it. And then he
Yep.
had a boot on after the beginning of the game. At the end of the game, he had a boot on. But they just said McDermott goes, yeah, he had a calf pop, and that, he's like, I
Is
don't know
like
what that
an
means.
Achilles thing.
Yes, it
Yeah,
Sounds like it.
It definitely, like, this is a ridiculous story. I'm sure I haven't shared it with you because it's quite personal, but it's a sign of the times as I'm getting older. I was actually getting into bed. I went to grab something to drink at 3 o'clock.
This is a
in the morning.
PG show, Sean.
I'm sorry about that. And I literally, getting into bed, I don't know how this happened, but it happened. It never happened before in my life. I popped my groin. I felt it. And I was like, holy shit. I don't know what that was.
Told my wife
Is that
that I
not
never
true?
had this happen
That's
to me
not
before.
true.
I
That's not
promise.
good. I mean, that's never happened before in my life. And
Is that what you and your wife call it?
I actually went to the doctors. I actually had an appointment for something else, but I go, I don't know. I told this story. I go, I actually felt it pop and it hurt like hell, which is similar to the back of the calf when it pops.
It's probably a hip
Something
flexor.
ruptures a little bit. You feel it, and it's going to be tender for probably about 3 weeks. But that scared the hell out of me. Like, I don't know what I did. It wasn't like I was doing the split or anything like Elf, but I felt it, damn near heard it, like just like a pop, and I was like, oh shit, that hurts like hell.
All right, kids, let's get that visual out of your mind, and we'll
Dr. Groin over
play
here.
three. We're going to play some clips from the pundits here on the old ESPN.
Don't sue us.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Face the easiest schedule in the league so far. The Bills have faced the easiest schedule in the league so far, and their 4 wins are against teams that are 3-21. Atlanta was better. New England was better, and they're only getting better. I just think Buffalo, I think they're broken, or at least stuck. They need to add juice, and I'm not sure McDermott's it. I think you have to make a move at the trade deadline. How many years can you waste? Burrow's out again. Chargers beat up. The Ravens are falling apart. This may be a moment. Harbaugh and Sean Payton have young quarterbacks. They're not getting worse. Vrabel and Drake May going nowhere. Probably better than you now. You watch the Chiefs and you watch the Bills over the last 48 hours. You think Buffalo can compete with that? I do not.
BG Cornhole, Virginia, Cutters 20.
Okay. Thoughts?
I hate listening to that guy. His voice is annoying as shit.
What about his what he said though?
I don't care.
I'd like to listen to what he said after the what game was it?
The Jets game.
The Jets game. You got that one queued up?
I can find it while you guys talk about something.
I know where you're going with that.
Why? What?
I mean, very fair weather. He's picking
It's
off
the exact opposite of that.
Oh, Bills can't be beat. Super Bowl win.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Now's the time.
The 100% opposite with
Yeah.
it. And I will give, listen, KC, when everybody was dogging them, they had injuries.
Yeah.
That's what it was. You know, they're starting to get healthy, and they look like KC.
This game
And we just
felt.
hope that
If they got Rashid
downfall.
Rice back for us,
Yeah, he'll be back.
This game did feel like Jacksonville in London. Like people were falling left, right, and center, and they just couldn't overcome the injuries.
I texted Kyle.
I just got to get you in on the text chain here. I can't text 4 people about the same thing.
I texted Kyle in the middle of the game. I said, at one point, I wish we would have just forfeited the game and not went and just took the 4 and 2. Took 2 weeks worth of and just got healthy.
Yeah, just not got more people hurt.
Yep.
Okay, here's another one we're going to play. This is our boy Stephen A. Smith.
If you have a Matt Wright clip, I'm going to walk out of here.
I do not have any of that guy. None.
Wait, is that the KC guy?
No, it's
The guy with the
yeah.
long hair that's always a douchebag about the Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's an ugly-looking Lin-Manuel Miranda.
He was actually pretty good after last week, though.
Yeah?
Believe it or not. And the week before. Like, last week he wasn't
Sorry,
as
Burger
bad.
King ad.
I don't even know where to find that guy's show.
He's on
He's a nobody.
Fox, right?
Disrespect
Yeah.
FS1 on
Like
my part. I don't
FS1?
mind being
Exactly. Who
educated
watches
about
that?
this at all, but my thinking is your management, we got Josh Allen. We got to pay this brother, take care of this superstar that we got at the quarterback position and feed the offense, and we're going to sacrifice some stuff on the defensive side of the ball.
Yes.
Not quite Cincinnati. Not quite Cincinnati in terms of Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, but damn it, it's something similar along those lines. And why do I bring that up? Because like you said, they've got nobody that's going to beat you deep. So you can blitz them all day. You can blitz them 71% of the time in the second half, right? Well, I'm looking at this turnovers here. Buffalo had a league low 8 turnovers last year.
Yeah.
The entire year. They've had 6 over the last 3 games.
Yep. Josh has had 4
Josh
of them.
has
Last
had
2.
4 of them, okay?
Yep.
He's got 5 of the last 6. Actually, he's got 5 of them. So you're looking at a Josh Allen right now, and all of a sudden he's turned the football over. He threw a couple of interceptions. You're looking at him, and this is the kind of stuff that was happening years ago. Remember, we were applauding him last year because of how much he protected the football.
Yeah.
Now it seems like there's a regression that's taking place, and it could be because of what you just said. He's bereft of weapons. He's trying to play hero ball again because he knows if he doesn't do something, they ain't gonna win. So you don't have a defense that's gonna help you.
Nope.
You don't have enough weapons. I'm talking about individuals that are game changers, right? On the offensive side of the ball, outside of him. So now you're looking at it, and all of a sudden it prompts the question: are the Buffalo Bills what we thought they were? Because right now I'm looking at them last night, and I'm looking at some of the questions that you just brought up about their defense. All right, I'm looking at the New England Patriots, the way Drake May and them playing. I'm like, this, they got a shot to win this division.
Oh yeah,
it's becoming very interesting now.
I don't think it has.
So the caption was, "Do the Bills?
The 3 for me, only at Chili's.
Do the Bills need offensive help for Josh Allen?"
They'll take any help. I mean, if you're not adding, you know, what's the quote, Morgan Freeman? If you're not living, you're dying. Right? I mean, if they're not adding,
no truer word spoken.
Right? If they're not adding somebody to help this team get over that hump and win a Super Bowl, then there's a shot on being I'll gladly take. So they're going to add as much as they possibly can. It just comes down to, do you want the offense or defense?
I don't know enough, and I got to question it, and I think Joe's answered it, though. And I asked it before. Is it you said injuries, and it's all injuries. And if we had the healthy players, it's better. I think for the first time, too, we rely on our offensive line being this protective
shield
that's done so well.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't know if it's they're not as good as they were, or if it's they're just loading the box so much that you can't, five linemen can't block 8 guys, 6, 7 guys. There's only so much you can do, right?
Right. And they ran, if you go back, the Atlanta blitz 4 on the weak side majority of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're Josh, you're adjusting your protection to the strong side where they're showing it, and they brought 4 from the weak side consistently. So you got guys that, you have more guys rushing than what you have blocking, and B, you guys got guys just not blocking anybody because they were told to block that guy, and he's not there.
They did that last week. They were stunning on that stuff too. I mean, I think they used to. They're obviously seeing teams succeed, and they're kind of repeating some of that stuff.
Yeah, that was the fear with New England. Was did New England expose something the rest of the NFL can expose against the Buffalo Bills?
I don't know. What is the playbook?
Well, for now, going in, if I'm Carolina, it's 10 in the box until you beat me. Now, I'm hoping the Bills can adjust and say, oh, shit, we have to have a strategy in case they replicate what's happened the last couple of weeks with these max blitzes and just loading the box. We've got to – that's where your offense coordinator, your head coach, I don't care, your special teams coordinator, I don't care who, they come up with a strategy that's going to get you out of a blitzing gym. Good story. Tom Brady.
About your groin again?
No groin. Sorry. The Bills were jazzed up. This is the middle of Tom Brady's New England run, and it was in Buffalo. And the Bills always got up for New England, and we this that, and everything. And I'll never forget this game where all New England did. The Bills blitzed. All New England did was run screen pass after screen pass.
Oh my God, they did it so well.
They just ran that screen pass until we actually tapped out and stopped blitzing them. We need a scheme like that where we can break. Now, it won't be a goddamn screen pass because we haven't done it in McDermott's tenure. And it's just embarrassingly ugly when they try. But they need to come up with a scheme that's going to be able to break that pressure and give Josh Allen his options back.
Okay, so you're saying scheming is going to win this? They need to start scheming better?
You need to adjust. If you're not seeing something work, you are a highly paid professional coordinator and coach. You have to make...
I assume that comes with the job, right?
You're right. We've praised the Bills for making these halftime adjustments. They did on the defensive end. They did not in the offensive end beyond the first drive after the kickoff.
Well said. That's what I was trying to say before.
Do you expect to see more man next game, or not with Carolina?
No.
They have their pieces. One more thing Tim wanted me to bring up was how come White did get sat out. I'm not going to bring that up to the table. It is an easy
Why
answer.
Trey White didn't get sat out?
Yeah, there's no one else behind him. He wasn't going to get sat out, and every team knows.
He wouldn't be even on this team, but we have nobody else.
He's not the Trey White from 5-6 years ago. He is who he is.
Was good.
He was
a good
fantastic.
Yeah.
He is who he's made us feel better about giving up Mahomes. So, I mean, he is who he is. We don't have anyone else to take his spot. So he's going to get picked off, and we're going to try to minimize the damage. One more thing about their defense. Notice how opportunistic they were about punching the ball out. It was very noticeable. If a receiver caught it, they were going after the ball continuously.
That is one thing I've noticed. Our defense hasn't gotten us any points really this year, right?
They blocked the field goal.
Oh, that's true.
3.
So.
I mean,
3 this game.
Do we have anyone we can elevate on the offensive side? I feel like every player...
You could downgrade Shavers.
Is more of a defensive elevation opportunity.
Shavers did get one target.
Everybody's going to go off on this one.
Oh.
You have Gabe Davis on the practice squad.
That's what I was thinking.
This guy's all about Gabe Davis. Kyle he's smiling. He's chomping at the bits.
Wouldn't that be something? I mean, really.
Imagine him coming back and resurrecting from the dead.
Davis is
I'll be honest with you.
Touchdowns.
He might be your best option. what are you getting?
He's better than Shavers.
He's that separation speed, right? I mean, that's
Oh.
you think he could? You think he's still got that?
He's
or
a bigger dude.
That's a
or
big
is he
ask.
going to be more? You put him across the middle
It
and
depends
have
if
him
he's
play the
healthy.
slot or something. at
Is
this
he
point.
healthy and ready to go, though?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Right. We would have signed him if we could afford him before he went to Jacksonville, right? And then he had that terrible knee injury in Jacksonville and his season was done.
Did anyone see Poyer getting on the field before Gabe Davis?
Yes,
You
just because
did.
of the injury
Yeah,
piece.
that's
Like when they first both came aboard, you were like, "Oh, Poyer's getting on the field way sooner."
I was hoping neither one of them would.
Yeah,
probably
Oh, settle down.
But if you, but I
I
didn't
was
want
with
either one
you.
either.
DeMar did this to us.
Yes.
Do you think DeMar's injured, or are we putting him on like a fake IR because we're like we just need this roster spots? And
No, I truly think he's injured because of the way that they've shuffled around their special teams.
Can I ask them, the Buffalo Bills, to just do
Yeah,
no
let
pads?
me get him on the bat phone.
Can I? This is a call out to the Buffalo Bills. How many players have they lost in goddamn practice? That would annoy the living shit out of me if I coached high school.
It's only Hamlin.
at
No,
least
they
we didn't.
Oliver got stepped on.
At
They
least
lost Oliver.
It
in
wasn't a
practice.
player getting injured due to a band snapping back in their eye. Okay,
He's
or
done for the
running
year. I
into
think.
another player.
Their
Or
backup
having
quarterback
guys
for,
step on your ankle.
who was the
During a
backup
huddle.
quarterback? Who?
And
What
being
team
out,
was it?
Fred Warner.
Oh, is that what happened? I heard he got hurt, but
Not even during a play.
oh wow.
Yeah.
They're huddling up and defensive lineman stepped on his ankle.
Yep.
I heard his ankle's really pretty messed up.
Who are you guys talking about?
Fred Warner for San
Fran.
Francisco.
Yep.
No,
No,
the
luck.
two Colts guys. You
No
know, you
luck.
heard about the Colts warm up.
No.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, he was stretching with a band, and
Yeah,
the band
that's-
came back and
hit
whipped him in the eye. His
And then he-
broken orbital bone
Yeah.
in his face.
What?
One of those, one of those stretchy bands. Yeah.
Yeah,
Orbital
I'm
bone
wondering if
broken.
it had like a clip on it or something. Like,
Yeah, I was thinking
I mean,
that too. Yeah.
Good thing Danny Dimes is playing well.
yeah. And then in that same warm up, one of their receivers or backs or something
That's
A defensive
two
back,
players
Chip
went
Sharp
down.
got a
Yeah.
concussion running into another player.
Yeah, Travarius Ward.
Yeah,
I'm shocked they don't wear Guardians in practice.
they weren't wearing anything. They were literally running around the
was
field in
just,
shorts and
warm-ups.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
How do you go to your coach and be like, "Hey, coach, I need you to look at my eye.
They probably
I
watched
hit
him do
myself
it.
with a rubber band."
They probably just saw him like laying on the
They
ground.
first they had to stop laughing at him.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
It's terrible. Thank God it's not our player.
All right, so let's kind of, I don't know if we answered it or not, but let's kind of go around quickly and kind of give something that they want to see change that they think will make things better other than healthy guys come back.
Well, I'll go
Schemes?
I'll go
Is that what you were
first.
trying to
no,
say
No, I mean
before?
I think we're hoping Carolina's the Buffalo Sabres of the NFL. You need
Nobody's that bad.
you need a beat on a team to get your confidence back. 'Cause that's what makes me more nervous. The
Well,
injuries.
I took this note, and I got to ask this before you mentioned that. Who wins a game first, the Bills again or the Sabres? And the Sabres have multiple games
They
before
probably
the
got,
Bills
4 or
play
5
again.
games in between.
6 games.
Do the Bills win a game before the Sabres win a game?
Yes.
I would
No.
say the Sabres.
No, I'll go
because it's
Sabres.
better odds,
The
right?
odds is
I'm not
go
gonna. I'm not gonna
Sabres.
double down. No, I'm gonna take the Buffalo Bills. And
Ooh.
that's what I need. I mean, I need the Buffalo Bills to come out, regain their
coming from a
confidence,
Bruins fan, so.
beat on a franchise that deserves to be
100%
beaten,
Rob.
and it just regain their mojo again. Look like the Buffalo Bills in the first 4 weeks, regardless of who you're playing. Look smart, look effective, get healthy. That's what I need at the Buffalo Bills.
I guess
Well, also, isn't it, I'm just trying to think about last year. Isn't it the stat like McDermott's undefeated coming out of the bye or something like that?
8-0 after a bye.
Yeah. There's something.
Have you ever been this nervous?
I can't say I'm nervous. It's fucking Carolina, but they're just not playing well. So I think
Didn't we say that about
just-
Atlanta?
Well, Atlanta's got good players. Carolina doesn't even really have good players.
Didn't they just beat somebody this weekend again?
Yeah, they beat the Cowboys, I think.
Yes.
Cowboys suck.
Yeah.
Cowboys have the worst defense.
They have the
You want to
second-
see
they have the
you
worst
want to
defense,
complain
and
about
the
our
Bills have the
defense?
second worst
Watch a
defense.
Cowboys game. Actually, you can watch one of our defensive players play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elam is starting for them.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I had faith in that. Well, Godspeed, Elam.
but
That's too bad. He was a decent college football player.
I don't know. I think they'll win. I think they got to win. They got to.
They have to.
I feel like we need
restored the fan base. You need to win, especially going to KC.
A reset game, like you know how coaches will come in, they're having a rough season, and they'll go and they'll get like you're a AA team, and they'll go get like the C team, who's like
bringing a bunch of strippers,
a bunch of shitty players, and be like, hey, you want to scrimmage my team, and then you let your team go loose on them.
You mean like college football when the number one team in the country is playing the 145th ranked team?
Yeah. We need a reset game, and that's what I'm hoping for here. Is a reset game and like a moral victory in that sense.
Yeah.
And I need.
So that's what they need. That's what you think they need is a reset.
I think we're playing 4D chess.
4D chess.
4D chess here.
Explain yourself. Say more.
I'm in the Matrix right now.
You want to be peaking at the playoffs, not week 6.
I think you have
they play too well too early.
So you're
they self-sabotage.
You're like Sean.
Self-sabotage.
Taking the blue pill.
Season 1.
I don't think they self-sabotaged, but I would rather have them peaking and playing well in December, January, going into playoff football than week 6 against Atlanta.
Okay, so can you step away from that mindset and just go game to game? And I mean, you have to be frustrated with the last 2 weeks.
For 2 different reasons. I frustrated the week before against New England, partly because you beat yourselves in that game.
Okay.
This game, they beat themselves, and Atlanta beat them too. So it wasn't. I feel like Atlanta took it to Buffalo way more than New England did in that game. They are able to. Why I asked the question earlier of what's the game plan against Buffalo? Okay, I'm going to blitz. I'm going to put 10 in the box and blitz. You got to have guys that are going to beat our offensive linemen too, because the Bills used to blitz all the time and never get home, and then just sit there and get killed.
Yep.
Right? Atlanta blitzes because they actually get home. And that's not for people who don't know. I know they blitzed 54% of the time in this game specifically.
Yep.
They blitz over 40% all season long.
Yeah, they blitz more than any team in the league.
So that's the way they play. So it wasn't just a one-off. So having somebody come in and say, "Oh, we're just going to blitz," and they're not that team. I like our chances.
Is that a shitty scheme then?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
Our homework?
Yeah, they need to know that. Like that stat alone. Well, I know they know that, but that stat alone tells you got to be ready for them. And at no point in time did the Buffalo Bills give you any confidence they were ready for it.
They were. The first 2 drives where I said they threw the very first play told me that they were ready for it.
Right.
To Palmer, and the play across that. I also said it was a playoff. Right. It was a playoff for Atlanta. It wasn't a playoff for the Bills.
I get it.
And if it was a playoff game, you sack Kincaid, who's currently day to day.
Right.
You play Kincaid if it's a playoff game.
Right.
Like there's something to be said about it's week 6.
I know. And I'm totally on board with you. I'm definitely in your corner. But I'll be the first one to jump off the boat if they can't tune up Carolina.
Sean of 2 years ago is close.
Sean of 2 years ago will be back.
He's close.
And I'm not saying bury him. But if they come out with the same sort of lack of urgency, poor scheming, poor plan, poor play, Josh Allen looks like Zach Wilson. The submarine alarm is going to be going off.
How does that sound? Is that the Awooga?
It's going to be going off. Here's depth charges coming down. Like, I'm serious. Now it's all bets are off.
I'm with you. I'm not sitting here saying that I want them to go like 7 more weeks playing the same way that they are currently. But I'm going to give them a little grace.
Right.
And I think they're 2 totally different games. You're 2 totally different losses for the Buffalo Bills. Both self-inflicted, so I can see where fans are very frustrated. New England, I was probably way more frustrated, to be honest with you,
because
losing that game
worse team
than yesterday.
Because it was a missed opportunity.
It was a missed opportunity. You could have been 3 games up.
4.
Well,
in the division.
In the division.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. you could have been 3 games up in the division. It was a missed opportunity, and they didn't really do anything that forced you not to execute. We did.
I agree.
For me, it's 3 turnovers and 11 penalties versus 2 turnovers, which is, yes, Josh turned the ball over on the last play trying to make a play. That to me is a different turnover. Yeah. Like, that does not show me the same weight as Bijan fumbling on the first play of the game and getting bailed out because we had a hand in the neutral in the neutral zone. Like, those are different turnovers for me, objectively.
Give me one thing you want them to fix or remedy.
I would like them to play a different scheme of zone. Currently, they look like they're playing spot zone. So there's 2 here. I like them to try to adjust zone. I don't think that they can play man. I think you play man, you're just basically giving a free wide receiver to Trey White to go eat. I don't think that's a smart play whatsoever to do that.
Do the Bills have a number 3 cornerback right now or no?
I guess it would be Taron Johnson, right?
No. Or is it Lewis?
It's Lewis, and to be honest with you, he was one of the pass breakups playing dime. So he got one of the big plays where we got the ball back, where he swatted the ball in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
We proceeded, I believe, to go 3 and out after that. There were 4 terrible 3 and outs, like absolutely soul crushing 3 and outs. Like they were plays where if you believe in momentum, that's where you can't go 3 and out. And they went 3 and out 4 for 4 times.
Like if they had like 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13 playing drives and ended in a punt, because you didn't want to kick a super long field goal, or you go for a field goal and you miss, like I would felt better, but like they just were like giving. It felt like they were giving up.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't think they had answers to your guys' point against blitzing. Like they didn't. It was clear as day they didn't have answers to that. They couldn't figure out what to do. My personal belief is it was personnel. I think you had answers, they just weren't playing, or for that. I'll go with that. I could be changed on that if it continues and you put the personnel in and they're still struggling, then I'll listen to it and get out of it.
Do you think Joe Brady maybe brought the wrong game sheets with him? I'm just like, I don't know.
You needed to play condensed because they put everybody at the line. Who are you lining up 4 wide against? Honestly, on the Bills, you had Shavers. Is anybody like, what are you doing with Shavers? Is one of your guys out?
You don't even have to cover him.
You have Elijah Moore, who's a scat wide receiver. You had Keon Coleman, and you have Shakir.
Okay, so what do you think's going on with him in the locker room where he's getting benched and not getting looked at as much?
They said he didn't show up to
a meeting.
He showed up late, and I think it's coming down to I listened to the McDermott conversation of the whole thing, and he said it's an issue with consistency. He's not showing up on time. He's not doing the things he's supposed to be doing.
So he doesn't care?
I think maybe he's just dumb. I hate to say it.
I think he is dumb, actually.
Okay, then.
I hate to say that statement, but I don't think he's the brightest cookie in the Wegmans cookie jar he likes to eat out of.
He doesn't shine like the pizza, right?
Yeah.
Did you see the play? I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the 3rd down play right before the 4th down, like, shit pass, that he thought that he had the first down, but he reached out and he was about 2 yards short of where the sticks were.
I saw that,
I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like, this guy had no awareness where he was on the field or what?
It's amazing how many guys don't know where the sticks are sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nicer if that yellow line was real, really like shooting across the field. That'd be pretty.
I think
sweet.
the new stadium's going to have that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Just only for our offense. Though.
Yes.
That'd be really cool.
I'm going to help Joe out here because I know Joe's chomping at the bit right here. He's young still. Like this is year 2, being a professional. I remember Randy Moss struggled for years trying to become a professional athlete. He had uber talent, but it took him. Even with a guy, Chris Carter, under his wing, like his mentor on the team, he still couldn't put it together until year 4, 5, 6.
You think if you're not showing up and you're not that bright and you're not doing there's a difference between being dumb, but you're putting in everything and you're giving it your all. You can be the dumbest block of shit. But as long as you're putting it in, I can forgive you. But when you're dumb and then you don't want to put in the extra work to overcompensate, then
you're missing the third part. He's been extremely talented. And that's the common denominator with all these guys that are just athletically talented. You can either be I think this is where the Bills you want me to change something when you bring guys in that are supposed to be your B players that aren't as athletic. I don't want to see the mental mistakes that they're currently making.
Right.
Like Williams should be out on cover 3 100% of the time. Like you need to have that. Like you need to be there. You're not as talented. You're not going to make up for it. You need to have your X's and O's.
Dorian Williams?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to have your X's and O's. You can either be a freak athlete and just do whatever you want and make up for it when you make mistakes of not being smart. I mean, that's in Chicago, our last linebacker.
Urlacher?
Edmonds?
No.
Edmonds.
Oh, Jesus.
Who was a freak athlete, but
couldn't
dumb as rocks
boy,
as far
Kyle.
as...
You love that guy.
Yeah.
As far as play calling and stuff like that, he didn't have that. It's the Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady was a freak, knew where everything was, and he was super good at that and put the time and effort in. You have the younger players, like you're saying, where Kincaid. It takes them a while to get in, and the Bills aren't taking. They have some guys that are, Ray Davis comes in. He's the same age as Cook because he stayed in college for a while. But you had Keon Coleman, who came out as a very, very young wide receiver compared to some of the ones that are coming out 3-4 years longer. They get to mature a little bit more in college. They got to mature. COVID kind of skewed what we're used to seeing. And the Bills always say, what? Dumb rookie.
Right.
Josh Allen's famous for, he's just a stupid rookie.
Right.
Is it a lack of leadership and mentorship, you think, in the locker room?
No,
I know
he deleted the alarm clock app off his iPhone.
But who do we have in the locker room that you think could be the true leader for him?
Josh Allen.
No, I'm talking on the wide receiving side.
That can show him the way. I think Shakir has been the proven pro where they've said that he's coming through and doing that. And it doesn't need to necessarily, I believe, be a wide receiver that's telling him to do that. You get benched and you want to play, you're going to do that, or you're going to get yourself out of the league. Like, there's two options. You're either going to fix it, or the Bills are going to move on from him. That's the difference in the culture. You have Tua this week going up and talking about, like, players not showing up to players only, and you immediately have a former player of his tweet out immediately going, my very first meeting with the Dolphins, Tua was late to. He goes, I was on the Dolphins for 5 seconds, and he was late to the meeting. That's why they have
dumpster fire down there.
Yeah. Right. And
I believe in the Bills culture that, yes, they're not going to let him just show up and do that, and he gets benched. It would be more problematic if he's showing up to meetings late and he's still playing. I'm fine with him getting benched.
It's me asking the question, and then I think I didn't see any follow-up interviews with him, and maybe he doesn't have to be tossed in front of the media because of the position he's in, and I almost wonder if he's got – I'd love to hear a statement out of him. Like, how is he handling that? Is his mindset – I made mistakes and I need to be better for myself and
he
more
supports the
team
Blue Jays
kind of
though.
thing. Like if you say that kind of stuff, that weighs heavy with me, and I want to follow you. But I also just hate seeing players like who have immense talent, like you said, not get benched for the first quarter of a game. Like that's important. Like
to his point, I think his offseason he spoke to that a little bit. Coleman said he put more work in. His agent talked to him to do that. You can do those things. It takes you a while to consistently do that 100% of the time.
Is that like a Hooked on Phonics program he was working on?
I mean, all right. So not showing up is
Rosetta
one thing.
Stone.
But there's steps, right? So
Sure.
if he's like 70% pro athlete, you know what I mean? Like professional, and he's at maybe 80, 85 now. I'll take that. It's a 15% gain.
Yeah.
Like the next year, you become that next. The Bills are notorious for saying what? Year 3.
Mm-hmm.
Give a guy year 3. We're in year 2 of Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what he looks like next year. And that's the one where I'll say, if he turns out to be Kyrie Elam, we'll ship him down to Dallas and he can play defense for him. I hope that's not the case. I think he has some hops and he can definitely play. He plays a different role for us, and I think where everybody they were looking for him to be a true X boundary receiver. He'll do that. I think really they got him more for the jump ball in the end zone. Like he is, when you get into the red zone tight, he's your wide receiver that you can throw.
Oh, he's
the ball
got
up
skill
and you
like
can
that.
go
Yeah,
get it.
I mean the basketball skills shine through with his like abilities with being a true athlete. So yeah.
And take a look at Kincaid in year 3. Kincaid in year 3's, after a rough second year, is kind of following up and growing from his first year. If Coleman's going to make that projection after year 1, 2 into year 3, we'll take that.
Okay.
All right.
Anyone else got any words of wisdom for this team?
Score
more points.
I do want to give the Falcons credit because they did play well for all the bitching that I did earlier. The Falcons definitely did play well.
They appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the Carolina game, they have to dictate. That's the one thing I would want them to do is dictate everything.
Set the tone early.
Yeah, exactly.
And the edge, right, Sean? Set the tone, set the edge.
Yeah, I don't think I saw Bosa get beat one time, which breaks his streak of like 5 games in a row.
Oh, Jesus.
But it's good. I mean, he was great.
He's doing more than Von Miller did.
He is. Yes, he is.
All right. We'll do quick picks just in case we don't do a actual pod next week of predictions before the game. Yeah. It's probably too early to have a line on this game, right?
Nah. But I think...
Oh, fuck yeah. There's no way they have a line on this, right?
No, not for 2 weeks out. I mean, they might. Someone might.
Brendan? You think they have a line out for this?
Somewhere someone has a line on this.
Right.
We're not going to cover.
Not going to cover. What do you think they're going to get? It's in Carolina, right?
Yeah.
You think we'll get like 3.5 or more?
No.
5?
I bet it's a touchdown. Or
7.5.
You were about to say 2 touchdowns?
No, I was not about to say 2. I was going to say maybe 8.
Carolina's 3-3.
I'm going to say 31-17 Bills, or 31-27 Bills. 31-27 Bills.
Wow. All right.
I like 37-14 Bills.
37-14. Do you guys think these two guys are going to fit right in and they're just going to be off to the races?
I think they're going to be jazzed up. I mean, I think they're going to be excited.
I
They got
better see
something to
something.
prove, but
So how's that rotation going to work if Hoyt is pretty much Rousseau, Epinesa, and Bosa? They're going to just rotate 4?
I don't think you
think
play him
Epinesa
there. I
takes
think
a
he's
seat.
more in exotic looks.
Oh.
So you do.
So he's not he's not a every down guy? Hoyt?
No, he's definitely not an every down guy.
I like the sound of that exotic looks.
Joe brings it.
He's definitely not that he's. The Bills have done. They did this last week. They did 3 defensive ends.
I did see that.
Oh, kind of like,
And
a,
at
like a
Oliver.
NASCAR type of thing?
Yeah, so you have that. So I think you get that. You know, they ran that with Solomon. Maybe that is Hoyt that's in there.
Oh, wait a minute. So I said we released 2 guys, but if they release one off the practice squad, that still means you have one guy, or because Sanders is on IR, you can fit this guy in for 4 weeks?
Pull your back down or something, maybe.
So I got a feeling that
Some.
Jimmy will be on the practice squad tomorrow.
Okay.
He they signed him up. You only get what three real games, three call-ups.
Yeah.
So he was on game 3. This would have been his third game. They would have had to sign him. So I think they just signed him. And they did this before last year with a couple different players where they signed him and then cut him.
Well, I guess my question
back to the practice squad.
I guess my question is who else do you think we may have to release to fit in these two guys? Because if you release Carlo,
you have,
or is it because Sanders?
You're fine. Sanders is on IR right now, so you got a free spot, right? Yeah, you got free Sanders, and then depending on what you do on the back end, you have
Hairston.
Well, you can play they haven't signed Jordan Poyer to the active squad, and you released and Hamlin's on IR, so that's actually another spot right there.
Oh, okay.
So you would technically off the 52 not have to do anything. They just come on.
Okay. I don't know. I heard a couple guys talking how excited they are about this Ogunjobi, who is playing in a system that he used to play in at Cincinnati, and he used to play it really well. Not so much in the Steelers scheme, because the scheme in Pittsburgh was a little different. So it can't get worse, right?
No.
You would hope.
And I think Daquan being out is going to be, when you're asking what the impact is,
yeah,
I think Ogunjobi and Daquan is the impact. Together, it's what you lose when they come off the field.
So with Hoyt coming on, is this going to be like a look where you're going to have Rousseau or Epinesa down, Ed Oliver, Walker, Abosa down, and possibly Hoyt standing up next to him?
I truly think...
Or is that one too many out there?
I think Michael Hoyt was and maybe is your 5th down lineman.
Okay.
In run stop. I think he's truly your answer to Derrick Henry.
Oh. That's a bold stop. Oh, my God.
Bold move, Cotton.
I'm not saying that he's going to stop Derrick Henry. I'm saying that was the Bills' design. Like, you got to go out and do something. We all say that they need to make adjustments. I think that's their kind of, all right, we're not going to go out and get rid of our 2 linebackers who are smaller. We'll go find somebody can play that in-between role.
Okay.
Aren't Daquan and Ogunjobi
they're both one tech,
but they're stronger, bigger guys meant to stop the run and
correct the plug.
Yeah.
So if you lose Daquan, that's my point. You're still now where I think it doesn't mean a lot is Walker has shown to be an unbelievable pick so far.
Yeah,
and if he stays on this trajectory, it'd be fantastic. It'd be a home run for the way that he is currently playing in there, and I think that's a pleasant surprise. And to be honest with you, I think the line played probably a little bit better in Atlanta, maybe because Walker got more of a snap share than if you had Daquan in there.
Back to what Rob talked about and you kind of alluded to with McDermott's presser, and he was saying about was the play calling on both sides of the ball. Was he just throwing those dudes under the bus?
No.
Because I think we've all kind of have said or agreed over the years that McDermott is the captain of the ship. You would think he's got the last say before things get shipped out on the field, like he's approving the product, right?
I think his comment, and if anyone else listened to it, you can jump in, but the way I took it was these are things we need to work on, and I agree. The Cook needs to be on the play, on the field with more important things. And the week before, it got brought up again. I think there was the fourth down, go for it kind of situation, goal line situation. I think it was. They talked about Cook wasn't on the field, and that's how do you not have your second best player on offense on the field with, the offense when you're going for a 4th and goal?
Yeah, I think that's happened.
Wasn't it always said that your stud is the guy who's going to want to have the ball at the end of the game?
And even if he doesn't get the ball, you're drawing something away, and
attention.
you got to put attention of, oh, this has got to be a run play. They got Cook out there, or you have Cook do a block release and throw it to him in the corner of the end zone.
I guess I just wish I would see some more, not like crazy trickery, like flea flickers and reverses and stuff, but more like
creative
misdirections, and
you get Bobby Boucher's coach.
Or the guy, or an offensive coordinator from Kansas City. All the misdirections they use.
That is their head coach.
Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, okay. So, if and whenever McDermott gets released and we move on from him, don't you think the Bills need to finally go after an offensive-minded head coach? The last few have been defensive-minded guys.
Have they?
Wasn't it Rex Ryan before McDermott?
Rex Ryan was a turd.
No, you had a couple in between that too, didn't you?
Who? Marone, Duran. I think it was Rex to McDermott, wasn't it?
I thought so.
I think it's more.
No, it was one person in between there.
Maybe Marone.
I think that's the mood of the NFL. They're apt to pull offensive coordinators and make them head coaches compared to,
and we have seen that not every coordinator is a good head coach.
Right, but where McDermott is a defensive guy, he has bucked the trend. He's one of the very few defensive-led coordinators, but defensive coaches that has done exceptionally well in the NFL.
Seattle has one right now.
Keyword was one. I mean, think about what Atlanta hired away from Detroit. Think about, I don't know if New England...
Oh, Raheem Morris is
defense, yeah.
Was he defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think he was the offensive coordinator.
Because there have been more, actually, it's starting to come back to more defensive.
I mean, it's probably kind of cyclical. But you would want an offensive guy, like if you have Josh Allen.
With Josh Allen
right,
here, yeah.
But that's what your offensive coordinator is.
From 2000, Greg Williams.
Yep.
Mike Malarkey.
Oh, my God.
Pittsburgh.
Dick Duran.
Yep.
Chan Gailey.
Doug
Marone.
Yep.
Rex Ryan. And I think it basically was McDermott because I don't think Anthony Lynn, I think he was an interim.
Yeah.
So, and then it went to Sean McDermott. So.
Oh, I forgot about that, dude.
He was coaching on the Chargers for a little while, I think, wasn't he?
Who?
Anthony Lynn?
Yeah.
And
Isn't he a basketball player for the Knicks? Or was?
I don't think so.
What was that guy's name? Jeremy Lin.
So I got a question for you.
I think that's what it is.
For me?
For you.
All right.
Because you have this question, right? Do you go more offensive-minded guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have Josh and he is your stud in the franchise and everything else on offense, and you're going to stack, to even Stephen A's point, you're going to stack the offense and have a crummier defense when you want a better coach that can coach up a poor defense.
Oh, that's a good point, Joe. To get the most out of your shittier defense when you don't have to worry about Josh Allen in the offense?
Yes.
That's fair.
I guess I could see it that way. But then is that coach not going to be as aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, but he might be more aggressive on the defensive side of the ball?
Until this year, he was one of the tops for go for it and fourth downs.
Yeah.
Bills, if you look, are not doing too well in that stat this year. So it's 6 games in.
Yeah.
So you have limited data yet.
We're like we're a third done. Well, I guess I'm just frustrated that they went so defensive heavy in the draft and free agency, and here we are. And injuries, yes.
Yeah, but you signed Shakir, re-signed Shakir, right? Locked him up long term.
Yep.
You took offensive line. You took and got Spencer Brown in season last year.
Kincaid.
You have
in the draft. I'm just talking in the draft.
Yeah, Kincaid in the draft. They haven't signed him yet, but I'm just talking about like
in previous drafts.
You went out and got Palmer.
Yep.
I mean, up until this game, he hadn't done anything, and really in this game, he had 2 catches and got hurt.
You know what sucks about him?
It's hard.
Between him and Curtis Samuel, I think it's like $21 million you're paying those 2 guys.
Right.
lot of money for 7 or 8 catches.
Yes.
I got an offensive coordinator
Ouch.
question real quick. So Brady gets bumped to a head coach position. Let's say it even happens like after this
Brady,
season.
Joe Brady or Tom Brady?
Joe Brady.
Oh, okay.
Would you take next year starting fresh McDaniels after he gets fired
No.
as an
no.
OC?
Tom Brady.
Well, yeah.
That guy wears
Tom Brady's not
gay
coming.
pants.
What about a John Gruden?
I don't think Tom Brady can.
Yeah,
No, as an owner?
can't.
As
I
an
know he
owner?
can't.
No.
as an owner and his
Majority stake, whatever.
17%.
Yeah, but
What about Gruden?
25
I
years.
think he's
Past his prime?
I think he's too toxic. I think he's acceptable on Barstool Sports.
Yeah,
and that's
he's
about
not
it.
going to be hired by the NFL because he's still trying to sue him, right?
Right.
So he's not going to be.
No.
Yeah.
Which it sounds like he might win. They just I heard about that not too long ago that they're going to look at more evidence or something, but I don't think the NFL will hire him.
Another offensive name I heard was, is it Cliff Kingsbury? Right? Is that his name?
Yeah, isn't he in Washington?
Yeah.
He's Washington's OC.
Well, we all know you can grab one of them. Lure him away, right? Like, who doesn't want to be the OC for Josh Allen?
I think McDaniel's is smart, man, guys. I know he looks like an idiot, and
I would give him a shot.
As a head coach, he is not a head coach material.
Same with Rex Ryan, not head coach material.
Yeah. But I think McDaniel's is actually a smart guy, and he's got that like young edge where he'd be edgy and he would try to create something new. But
it's an easy answer.
What is
an
it?
easy answer.
What is
it's
it?
Whoever Josh Allen wants. Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, you only have to pitch it to one guy, and he's going to make the call for pretty much until he's a Buffalo Bill. Who the offensive coordinator is, who the GM is going to be. He's already making picks. Come on. Why do you think they drafted Kincaid? They were very open about saying Josh Allen called us and said, grab this guy in the first round. He's already doing it. So whoever Josh feels the most comfortable with is who's going to be your guy. It doesn't matter what their record is. It all comes down to King Allen.
So there's rumors on that whole Josh Allen thing with Kincaid that it may not have. Like, he's really good with press.
Oh,
and when it got pushed to him, he'll say anything to make his players around him look good.
Yeah, but come on. All star athletes have say in it's just how it goes. Your top 3, top 5 players, they're going to want to have a say in who you bring in.
Can we get Peyton Manning?
That would be interesting. But especially
I would sign up for that.
Coordinator.
Brian Dable.
Right.
Do you run it back? The Bills love running it back. Would you run it back with him?
I'd be okay with that. I think he was
I
a winning.
He's excited about what he has now, though.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's
Yeah,
Scatterbo
but
guy.
he might be very excited about that. If they finish crummy, he might not have a say in whether or not he's there.
Right. Yeah. He's. It's hard. It's hard to go backwards in the profession.
Yeah. So for you, my pushback with McDaniel is what has Miami done differently in the last 3 years to differentiate themselves?
Besides, get worse every single year.
And this might be, I'll also play devil's advocate with you. This could be a Tua thing.
It could be a cultural thing.
He was one of the people that signed off on signing Tua for more money than what we're paying Josh.
Well, let's be honest, right? Like, would McDermott be as highly touted if he didn't have a Josh Allen?
No.
And we had
he was at Alabama. He had a pretty good resume before he got to Allen. So it's not like Allen was his very first.
Right. If you show me a good quarterback, I'll show you a good coach. And that's how it
yeah,
goes.
I mean, you can do the whole Belichick record with and without Tom Brady.
But, I mean, McDermott is exponentially better because he's got such a talented quarterback. He's got such a talented player in the most important position in the entire sport.
I think McDermott's held our shitty defenses together over the past few years.
Right.
I think McDermott truther here is his number one thing is culture. I truly think like his number one thing is culture.
And I support that.
So
I'm with it.
That being said, should Brandon Beane be drafting talent and not character stories? Because if McDermott is as good as you guys are truthing about and the culture that he builds, can he bring a guy in and mold them to fit his character build?
Like, did we not take Xavier Worthy because of his background and because of who he was as a person, not because who?
Why?
He was
What's the
as a
story?
talent?
What was the story on him?
He plays the same position as Khalil Shakir.
That's true. I mean, we traded backwards to go to the first pick of the second round.
They saved some money on that and all that other shit, but yeah.
So
I think Worthy's paying out, man.
When you say that he isn't, he's taking character guys and not taking talent.
Like gangbangers.
Yeah, but you have Gregory Rousseau was considered a.
Didn't play the 1 year.
Rousseau?
Yeah.
Right, but he's become a freak.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I'm talking about this guy, like Ray Davis, character story, right?
Yeah.
Raised himself, all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in the 5th round, you're going to take. I'd rather take a character guy over a sketchy guy when you're that far into the draft.
We had Von Miller. I mean, he beat the shit out of his wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, but we didn't draft him.
Allegedly.
We didn't draft him.
Oh, okay. I mean, that was a pickup of his.
Yeah, but he has taken talent, especially early. Now, the character guys that we all talk about are the guys at the end of the draft, and I think that's because what else are you going to talk about?
All right.
Like, what's the differentiating point between some guy in the 7th round? You're going to sit there and say he could have gone top 30? Clearly, no.
Well, I mean, I believe the Bills have talked about in years past how they've passed a guy because of questionable histories.
Yeah, but
a lot of teams.
And I cannot give you specific, right? But maybe, and then usually the guy pans out for a season, and then he gets arrested or something. And
Look at the kicker, who was punter that we
only averaging 45 yards a punt.
Yeah, better than our current punter.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe if he wouldn't have had that year off and wouldn't have, who knows what he could have been.
72-yard average.
But
he is also they changed him into being a hang time punter as opposed to just blasting it past everybody.
Yeah.
Cal just wants Aaron Hernandez on this team.
God,
what's wrong with him?
All right. Well, I'll go back to my pick. I don't feel confident. I'm going to go against him. I'm going to say upset. 17, like a 21-17 loss.
Wow. That would create for a great podcast.
Okay, so if that were to happen, is Babbage and Brady on the hot seat?
No, I think you seriously look at McDermott for the first time this season being on the hot seat.
No, they go before McDermott.
I'm sorry.
They're going before
They go
him.
before McDermott.
They go before McDermott, and Kevin Adams is still hired in Buffalo.
Right.
Oh, there you go. Who gets fired first, Kevin Adams or those fucking two?
Definitely
Brady and the other guy.
I get that.
I'm hoping Adams is not here by the time the Bills play.
Right, but
if they don't win those games,
you almost need
whether they win or not. I hope he's not
defibulate this
here.
franchise if they lose 3 in a row to those teams the way they've done it. Like you gotta almost like an NHL in-season trade or a firing.
So you're saying Babbage and Brady? You're saying McDermott is easier to?
No, I didn't say they're gonna let him go, but you talked about hot seat. I think for the first time in a while, I think all of a sudden, wow, 3 in a row to this quality of opponent, I think that almost like you got to defibrillate the franchise, and that would send some messages throughout the locker room. Not that they would do it. I don't think they'll do it, but
I'm not saying that either one of the Atlanta or New England are the top premier teams in the league, but honestly, where do they rank currently?
Right.
I mean, they're not the bottom tier.
Right.
No.
So, like, it's not like you lost. Yes, it may not look great against New Orleans, but you won that game.
you didn't lose to the Jets, is what you're saying?
You didn't lose to the Jets. And to be honest with you, they put up – this is the stat that they put up a worse their quarterback. QBR. They held them better than what Denver did to them this week. And Jets didn't even have 100 yards of total offense. Yeah. And he had a worse QBR against us.
If the Jets beat Miami next time they play them, does that put the nail in the coffin for McDaniels? If that's the only Jets win is against Miami.
100%. Also,
I think 3 more Tua interviews and he's gone. So they better get him off the podium.
I also think that if Pagula hasn't fired Kevin Adams, he ain't firing McDermott.
No, he won't. I mean, I'm just. We never said fire.
Right, that's why.
I just
that's
said
why I
scapegoats.
don't.
Scapegoats.
People will be talking.
Brody.
That's all.
Brody or Brady and Babbage will be gone first.
I think if Brady and Babbage are both here after the bye, they're not leaving until after the year.
Right.
Josh is gonna. I agree with the say thing.
Give him a
I
loss
think
after Panthers.
The team. This team is in love with McDermott because of the culture.
So many truthers out there.
I love McDermott too. Don't get me wrong. That's why I started questioning things, and I'm like, is it not the McDermott
Rob,
thing?
did Joe convert you?
Is it the No, I've always loved McDermott. Is it the coordinators that have the problem?
Right.
That's why I brought all these questions because I'm again, it's the not being mad, more disappointed thing for me this week, and I've got
after
to find
13
myself.
seconds, and he found scapegoats there. He's going to find scapegoats here.
Wow, that is just. That's mean.
All right, gunslinging.
My prediction.
McDermott blew that fucking game.
For in 2
We're
weeks.
not reliving the past.
All right.
I don't have like a dead prediction. It's we need to hold them to 10 or less, and we need to score more than 30. And again, that's what we need to reset this team, and that's what I'm hoping for.
So you're hoping for a blowout.
That's what we need, and I think we're capable of it.
Capable. Okay. Brendan.
I think they win. I think
See if he does it.
The McDermott record after the bye, and I think the opponent, it's just set up to win. Barring some, let's just hope we just get some good injury news on these guys after 2 weeks. I will like to see the line before I say that they'll cover it. If it's under a touchdown, I say they'll cover it. If it's over, I say they don't.
Okay.
I think it'll be Carolina 27, Bills 21.
Hey, have we done an okay job filling in for you the last one or two? Sean's almost got you down.
Yeah.
I was upset the last one. I'm like, I didn't pull up. I should have practiced better.
Yeah. All right. Folks, if you stayed to the whole time, you are a truther. God bless you.
My leaving note is do better, be better. God bless, go Bills.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, folks. Thanks for listening, and go Bills.
Go Bills.
Be good, do good. God bless, and go Bills.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
The ZaBillsPodcast is naturally assembled by Kmart Studio Productions. Sponsored by Doug's Chiropractic and MJB Electric. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already, please rate, review, and leave a comment. It certainly won't hurt. Executively produced. Executive sound engineering. Fundraising. Music. Lighting. Recruiting. Treasury. Pizza. Costume design. All by yours truly, me, Kyle. And all artwork was created by Avery and Mark Grisham.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Good night.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.